In recent times, it has been an unrelenting stream of stories.
Growing outrage over the deadly police shootings of two black men.
Police officer charged with opening fire and killing an unarmed former college football player.
Cell phone video seen around the world.
Black men, often unarmed, shot dead by police. It has drawn renewed attention to what has long been called the talk.
Here's an opportunity for you to engage, ask questions, ask the uncomfortable questions.
The need for a meaningful national discussion has inspired workshops like this one run by Noble, the National Organization of Black Law Enforcement.
I'm concerned about the person losing their life because a cop said, I was afraid.
The goal? To have that conversation by allowing families to talk directly to law enforcement.
This can't be the norm. We have some major issues that are not being touched right now.
It's a centuries-old conversation, how one must navigate an often complicated color-conscious nation when you are black. Complicated, but sometimes funny, like tonight on ABC's Blackish.
Now, my mom would have the talk with me all the time.
America hates you.
For 19-year-old Winston Harris, this is more than a TV episode. It is his life. He watched horrified as this Facebook Live video of Philando Castile being shot and killed by a Minnesota police officer.
Please don't tell me this, Lord. Please, Jesus, don't tell me that he's gone.
In Philando's face, Winston sees his own.
As each shot rang out, I could feel it. Not like actually, but like I could feel it. Like each time, like bang, 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 like I could just feel it.
Crosstown, his feelings echoed by another teenager, 16-year-old Iche Fersner.
It hurts because my life just seems like it's nothing in the United States.
Turning to the modern teenager's diary, Facebook, Iche penned a grief-stricken post.
We can't even go outside without having to be scared for our lives.
Both live in middle-class neighborhoods, the American dream palpable, tempered by this fact. Their sons still live in a country where too often they will be judged by the color of their skin and not the content of their character.
What do I think of when raising a black child in America? At times, it could be frightening.
Like so many other black parents, Pat's made an effort to shield her son, private, diverse schools. But her best efforts don't make her son immune to reality.
Honestly, I'm a little scared. You know, it is unsettling.
Unsettling for Iche as well.
I am only 15 years old, and I fear that I'm possibly going to die before I even turn 18.
What do you think of some of the unique burdens of being a parent to a black child, particularly a black boy,
Safety. Like, I always have to worry about his safety. I believe he's prejudged before people actually get to know him, because that's just how it's been programmed in society.
Well, I know there's this view that somehow that this is just a kind of paranoia.
But clinician Dr. Kenneth Hardy says it's not some made-up idea.
The pain and suffering of African Americans historically have not really engendered broad, sweeping empathy, because I think that what racism has done is that it has stripped African American people from being beings to being things.
He says it's actual trauma, particularly stemming from the lives lost, captured on video. Philando Castile, a 32-year-old in Minnesota,
Stay with me.
killed while in the car with his girlfriend and daughter. There was Alton Sterling, Tamir Rice, but also too many others, faces who may not have made the news. In these cases, many of the officers who killed them went free without a conviction.
It's just like, well, I mean, who's next?
Iche's father, Michael, knows there's but so much he can control.
You're powerless. You feel like you cannot do anything about it.
For Iche to feel like his life isn't valued, that's your fault, America. That's your fault. It pisses me off.
Conversations many black families believe they must have that others don't, something she recalls discussing with a coworker.
The topic of, do you teach your kids how to talk to cops? The other manager, who was white, said, no, why would I have to talk to my kids about that? And I was like, exactly, why should I have to talk to my sons about that? The double standard in the United States sickens me. It really does.
I wish that you knew how it felt to feel like your child is an endangered species, literally.
Mike isn't alone.
Noble has been inundated with a number of requests for this program.
Both the Young family and the Harrises heard about the one event happening in Philly, a workshop hosted by black police officers.
We've done it somewhere in the thousands, I believe somewhere around 2,000 times, just within the last few years.
Can we do a scenario, please?
Law enforcement attempting to tackle these questions through interactive demonstrations. They set up a routine traffic stop.
Ma'am, can you roll down your window?
You don't have to talk to him.
Excuse me, sir, I'm talking to the driver.
But for many, the scenario felt sterile, not touching on the issues they came to debate.
That was a great little scenario, but I'm not concerned about my kids being stopped. I'm concerned about the person losing their life because a cop said, I was afraid.
If someone can drive away without losing their lives, that's a good thing. That can't be the narrative. This can't be the norm. We have some major issues that are not being touched right now.
You talking about issues that I look just like you. I'm a mother. I've been a police officer for 27 years. If you want something to be changed, then be a part of it.
You said even people who carry the badge, when they get pulled over, you get nervous. That's not an individual issue, and that's a systemic issue. This is embroiling black communities all over the country.
There's still so much left unsaid, but the workshop perhaps a small step towards understanding.
I don't want to be one of this and then not do anything. I don't like people that do that. So if I'm going to talk about it, I'm going to be about it.
You know, I just gained more understanding of, being a cop.
Just one of the lessons Winston is taking with him in his new chapter as a freshman at Temple University.
I remember when I was his age and going off to college, my mom and I would have lots of conversations about staying alive.
Going through high school and middle school, I never had that conversation with him. It's not until he entered college and hearing all the reports, knowing the type of environment he was coming into, which he wasn't used to. He's just not like a street person. So the conversation shifted, preparing him to come to college.
Worried that a cop might look past his boyish face and see not his promise, but him as a problem.
I don't think it's what you're wearing on the outside. If they just look wrong, they'll stop them. Why do you have to even stop them to ask them a question like, where are you going?
You ever been stopped by the police?
Never. I hope I never get stopped either.
Still, Winston eager to step out on his own and be a man.
You dating yet on campus?
No.
No? Okay. No.
I used to tell him I'm your girlfriend till you're 35.
Right? I know that's right.
While back in North Philly, Iche just wants the opportunity to be a kid.
I should be thinking about if I'm going to go to this party. I shouldn't be thinking about if a cop can shoot me in the head.
When I was your age, I thought a lot about dying, as a young black man, and was obsessed by that notion.
I try to stay positive, but what's going to happen tomorrow?
The questions and the burdens of men far older than him.
I want to stay alive so that I can be here for them.
This is not a new conversation in America, but rarely in our rich and sometimes rocky history has it felt more urgent. For Nightline, I'm Byron Pitts in Philadelphia.